Bloomsbury Fashion Central is one of our best databases for studying the fashion industry as well as fashion and costume history and fashion design. All of the content of Bloomsbury Fashion Central is discoverable through our discovery search tool, OneSearch. But there are times when you will want to use the database directly. To do this, simply go to the library's website, fitnyc.edu/library, and click on Databases. You will find Bloomsbury Fashion Central under any subject category where the word fashion appears, and you will also find it in the A to Z list over here on the left-hand side under B. And there it is. Like many of our databases, Bloomsbury Fashion Central works best using the Chrome browser and using incognito mode. At the top of this page, there is a link to a video on how to open up your browser in incognito mode. I'm also going to be doing it for you in this video. I simply go to the database I want to open, and then I right-click or control-click to get a specialized menu, and then I'm going to select Open in Incognito window from that list. Then I log in using my FIT username and password. And this is all that I need to do to access Bloomsbury Fashion Central. Now once you're in, you can see over on the right-hand side that there are actually 4 different sub-databases that are part of the Bloomsbury Fashion Central collection. You can see that there is a simple search tool right here. It says Search My Databases. And then we also have the capability of browsing by topic, where we can just sort of narrow everything down to fashion business, or time period, or place, or theme. And we also have access to 3 different timelines, some of which pull content from these databases. So if I do a simple search, let's say I want to look at fashion forecasting as a business topic. Just click enter or click on the little magnifying glass. And what I receive back is 678 textual results. And interestingly, 2 images, okay? And one of them is of a very renowned fashion forecaster. So let's take a look at these results a little bit closer. Along the left, you have filters. And next to each filter, you can see the number of items. If we clicked on book chapter, we would come from 678 textual results to 536. The content type is just one of the ways that you can filter. You can filter by design and making, dress, fashion business, organizations and design houses, individual people, including influencers, old and new. Here's Beau Brummel, my goodness. And also, of course, fashion designers and fashion photographers. Time period, geography, textile, theme, and so much more. Now, if we just look at some of the results, we do get 2 image results, and we'll talk about those a little bit. If we were doing something that was more of a fashion design item or a fashion history item, we'd probably get more results. But all we need to do to look at these images is click on View Image Results, and then we can click again to see why the result came back, how our search term matches that result. But for images, important to remember that you can save, you can cite them. Yes, we do cite images when we use them. Print the image out and also share it. For an image, you're always going to get a description of what that image is, what collection owns it, and where, when it was made, the textiles and techniques, if it's a garment, and then the ability to explore related topics. Okay, London, 1972. John Bates, maxi dresses, long sleeves, puff sleeves. So you can see all of those terms come back, and then they're also, sending you out to other related images, and sometimes they'll send you to related articles. If I want to get back to the search results, I just click on Back to Search Results. And then what we have now is to look at the textual results. Running your eye along the right-hand side of the page, you can see what kinds of results you got back. So we have book chapter, encyclopedia entry, book chapter, etc. With some search results, you're going to be getting also journal articles, okay, magazine articles. Here, yep, business case, and so on. So I can click on this if I'm interested in it. So this is called Forecasting, and it's from a book called Retail Buying. And it's part of the Fairchild Books library, so that's the database that it comes from. Click on this to open this chapter, and we are taken to the chapter within this textbook. This is a textbook called Retail Buying. And so we can see exactly where we are. The table of contents is on the left-hand side here, and they've highlighted the word forecasting throughout, and I can turn that off if I find it distracting, okay, and just read it without that being highlighted. Once again, just as with images, I can save, I can cite, print, and share. So I'm going to click on Cite. And in FBM, you'll be using APA. And so you would just copy and paste this. And this would be for your list of works cited. It's not the same as an in-text citation. That's covered elsewhere. But this would be for your bibliography or list of works cited if you were to use this in research or in a presentation. Now, another effective way of using Bloomsbury Fashion Central is simply to browse. So we can browse by content type and various other categories. You might notice, replicates exactly the types of filters that you get when you have a search. So it's taking these things, content type, design and making, dress, fashion, business, and then turning them into categories that you can browse directly. So if we go to fashion business as a category, for instance, we then see that it's broken down into various subcategories. Okay. The advantage to this is maybe you typed in fashion forecasting, right, like I did, and what they're technically calling it is trend forecasting. By clicking on this, I'm running a new search on the same topic, and it's really just focused on fashion business. Everything that came back is already categorized as fashion business. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how to go in and find individual books or individual publications. There are two ways to do it. One is to browse by content type and then select. And the other is to come over to the specific databases and find everything that is part of them. So I could go to, for instance, the Fairchild Books library, which contains a lot of e-textbooks. And then I can come down, not search, but come down, and here's just an alphabetical list of everything that is part of the Fairchild Books library. Okay, so if I'm interested in something, for instance, maybe Fashion Forecasting 5th edition, I just click on it, and I'm taken to a listing for the book. And what I would do is ignore this thing that says buy this book at Bloomsbury. Just scroll down, and there's the book itself with a complete table of contents, clickable table of contents that you can look at and use. Once again, you can save, cite, print, and you can do the same thing with individual chapters. So save, cite, print, and then the table of contents ends up along the left-hand side. So you can also go in other words, and find individually what's in each database. Keep in mind that, as I said at the beginning, one search does cover all of the content that's in the Bloomsbury Fashion Central Library, so sometimes finding an individual title is actually easier done through one search. I hope you enjoyed this introduction to Bloomsbury Fashion Central, and more than that, I hope that you'll take advantage of using it for your research. It's a wonderful tool.